Hello and welcome to the Vote Common Good post debate commentary. We're talking with faith leaders about what they thought about the debate between the two vice presidential candidates. I'm Dan, this is Doug, and we are live in Dallas, Texas, where we're on tour with the Vote Common Good bus, trying to spread a little faith, hope, and love around the country to support democracy for all. And we've got some thoughts on the debates. Maybe you do too, so drop them in the chat as we go. If you didn't get enough of two white guys talking at each other, you're in luck.
All right, so we're going to be talking with some faith leaders. They're going to call in that care a lot about this election and are interested in what's happening. It's going to be faith leaders from across the board. We're going to have Catholics. We're going to have Jewish leaders. We're going to have Christian, charismatic leaders. We're going to have Black Church AME leaders, a number of people. And fundamentally, all of our faith leaders are Americans that want to think about this country, right? Like there's a sense in which we do want to hear from faith communities. We want to hear faith communities respond about what does it feel like to be an American in this moment and have this happen. So that's what we're going to have happen. To set the scene a little more clearly, we are sitting in a parking lot of a Hampton Inn with our bus behind it. So you might hear a car or two come by. We're outside because we're on this tour, and then people are calling in from their own homes. And I like that, Dan, to tell you the truth. I like the idea that people in many situations, some people I know were listening to this while driving in their cars. Some people sat in a hotel lobby. We saw people in here. Some people were at watch parties, or they were watching on their phone, or they were watching in a big noisy room. There was a group of people that we helped participate with tonight that were college students at an HBCU called Paul Quinn College here in Dallas that were watching it in a big lecture hall together. So all over the country, different people sitting in different places talking about these things. And I think it's a great way to respond to a debate like this. And I'll say right off the bat, I was a little surprised at how little fireworks there were.
Yeah.
And generally speaking, how much it felt like an old school debate. Old school presidential debate.
Yeah, I loved how boring it was. Yeah. Very refreshing in that it wasn't just inflammatory statements and nonsense about eating dogs.
Yes, and to be clear, in my view, and this is because I think J.D. Vance has no business being a vice president of the United States. I think he's unqualified to be a senator by his own behavior. J.D. Vance speaks about these issues differently when he's not in that setting than the way he spoke about them tonight.
Right.
I've paid a lot of attention to J.D. Vance, both when he was running as a senator in 2022, and we took a bus very similar to try to do what we could to be sure people knew who J.D. Vance was. And I've listened to him a lot since he's been selected as the vice presidential candidate, and for the last 6 months as he was running for the campaigning to become the vice president. He has been inflammatory.
Mm-hmm.
He has been a dishonest person in a dishonest way. Tonight, I felt that he was dishonest.
Yeah.
In a polite way.
Right.
But I felt